Hello, my friends, and welcome back. Thank you very much for being with me again today. In Romania, we have many expressions, and one of them sounds like this. Pe omul cinstit nu-l supără adevărul. That is, truth doesn't get the honest man upset. So if you're honest and someone says something truthful, it shouldn't bother you. That's the truth. So that's it. Now, the truth might be negative or you might not like it, but hey, that's the truth. Should not be bothered about it instead of, trying to lie. So we have here articles that I cover and I provide evidence, truthful things that YouTube might not like or my viewers might not like. But the first question, is it true? Now, if it's true, it's true. I will show you here who's in charge of Ukraine. And I will mention I will name names, and I will show you some pictures. And all these are facts. Now, you might not like it, YouTube might not like it, or maybe your worldview doesn't fit my worldview, obviously, or the worldview these guys are telling us that we should have. That doesn't fit. Now, let me show you. We have this little article here, coming from Ukrinform. That's a Ukrainian media outlet. And we have here General Syrskyi and Umerov. Umerov is the defense minister of Ukraine. He is the commander-in-chief of the armed forces or military of Ukraine. So Umerov, Syrskyi report to Zelensky on battlefield situation. Now, Ukrainian defense minister Rustem Umerov and commander-in-chief of the armed forces of Ukraine Oleksandr Syrskyi have reported to President Volodymyr Zelensky on the situation on the front. Okay, so let's unpack and see how many Ukrainians, like for instance, I am a US citizen, but genetically I come from Romania, so I'm Romanian. The same if someone comes from, Zimbabwe, comes to America, becomes a US citizen, he is, becomes a citizen, he is a citizen of the United States of America, but he's going to be forever a Zimbabwean, genetically. That's a fact. You don't like it? I don't know what to tell you. So let's start with Syrskyi. Syrskyi is this guy right there. He is Russian. So please count how many Ukrainians I'll find here. Syrskyi is Russian. You don't believe me? Check it out. Now he's in charge now. What's his name? Zaluzny, the one before him, he was Ukrainian. Now no more. Now you got Syrskyi. Who's the other guy right here? This is Umerov, correct? And Umerov is a Tatar. Right here. This is Umerov. He is a Tatar, not Ukrainian. He's like Ukrainian like I'm American. He's a Tatar from Crimean Peninsula. So, this guy always reminds me of this guy. You know who this guy is? This guy reminds me of this guy. Now, this is Stromboli. Stromboli is from Pinocchio. If you watched as a child Pinocchio, this is what this guy reminds me of. This is this. So we got so far a Russian, we got a Tatar. These are in charge. I mean, they're not like deputies or something like that. But hey, let's go to the first guy. There he is. He's Jewish. He's Jewish. All right, nothing wrong with all this. I'm just pointing out that Ukraine is not led by Ukrainians. Like Zaluzny, for instance, or like Klitschko. Those are, you know what I mean? Now, let's move on. We had this beautiful picture here. Yeah, you guys got us. You know who these are? So this obviously is the comedian. He is Zelensky. And this is the former defense minister. So this guy was appointed by this guy after this guy was fired for corruption. Do you know anything about him? Do you know where he's at? Do you know? Is he investigated? No, he's being investigated right now? No, he's not. Actually, he got his license again, his lawyer's license, and he was appointed as a director of a kind of like an NGO research political something over there. How they in here too, how they shape our culture. Because when you find a Harvard professor, or you find an MIT professor, you find this professor, Columbia professor, you find some Reznikovs over there. And they shape our culture, which is fine with them. Now let's move on. Who else we got over there? So remember, we got Sirsky, we got Umerov, we got Zelensky Stein, we got what's his name? Reznikov, who's Jewish as well. You got, as I said, Umerov, who's a Tatar. We got Stromboli, who's a Italian. And we got the next one, this guy. You know who this guy is? This guy is Yermak. Yermak is the Ukrainian president's office chief, chief of staff. So he is the guy like you would have here, the American White House chief of staff. You know who he is? Oh, check him out. He's Jewish. The American White House chief of staff. Nothing wrong with that. But hey, we got also, what's his name? Blinken. Oh, we got Mayorkas. We got more than that. But hey, stop right there, Emil. Don't talk about Schumer and others. So this guy right here is also Jewish, by the way, Mr. Yermak. And Mr. Yermak reminds me of this guy. You know who this guy is? I mean, to me, this guy looks very similar to this guy. Yeah, this is Harvey Weinstein. So you got Zelensky Stein. No, you got Sirsky of, being Russian. You got Zelensky Stein. You got Reznikov Stein. You got Umerov, who's Umerov. Then you got Stromboli. Then you got Yermak Stein. And you got Weinstein. Now you tell me, oh, I forgot someone. Let me bring you that guy too, okay? How in the hell I forgot about Denis Shmyhal. So he is the prime minister. He's Jewish. He was appointed by Zelensky Stein. He is the prime minister of Ukraine. Now this guy reminds me of this guy right here. You know who this guy? Who's this guy? Charles Michel. He is the European Union something. All right, this guy right here. I don't know this guy. I checked his biography. I haven't found being a Zelensky Stein, but hey, they look very similar to me. Look at the pictures and you're gonna find out. So again, we got Shmyhal Stein. He's the prime minister of Ukraine, or Ukrainians. You got Yermak Stein. He is the chief of staff of the president of Ukraine, of Ukrainians. You got Umerov. He is a Tatar. He is the defense minister. You got Zelensky Stein, who's the president-elect of the Ukrainians. The Ukrainians elected Zelensky. I can get into that one too. And Reznikov Stein, who is also one of them, is the former defense minister of Ukraine. You got obviously this guy, and you got obviously this Russian guy. Now you please tell me what other position, I can tell you one, what other position is important where you have a Ukrainian, not a Russian, Ukrainian, and that is Budanov. Budanov is the military intelligence guy. That's like a intelligence services. He is, as far as I know, Ukrainian. Out of all these guys, president, prime minister, defense minister, commander-in-chief of the armed forces, chief of staff, former blah, 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 blah. Now, where are the Ukrainians? I know Ukrainians. I have been knowing Ukrainians for many years, and I know how they view these people. And to have them as president, vice president, prime minister, however you want to call him, and all that, I know one of them just rolls like this in his grave. Hey, if the Ukrainians wanted these guys to be in charge, what can you do, right? But you know what's strange? Culturalism. It's fine with some, not with me. America is a different story, right? But I'm not pro multiculti to a certain extent. But like this, who's in charge? I would use for comparison, since we have so many Steins here, I will use Israel. You tell me in the state of Israel, the Jewish state, how many Palestinians you got, like the president, prime minister, chief of Mossad, chief of Israeli Defense Forces. Just give me some. Give me. Or I don't know, maybe you have an Iranian immigrant in Israel being one of these guys. No, that's why they call themselves the Jewish state, and that's not the Ukrainian state. You understand? You understand? I know you understand. Just everything I said is true. Don't get upset. Everything I said is true. It's a fact. What do you want? Thank you very much for being with me again today. Stay strong, stay smart, look for the truth, and be just.